Countdown to a 1.5 NIB increase is on. New tonight on Our News, live at 7. July 1st marks the start of a national insurance hike. The deputy director says prepare for impact as employers also warn to comply or face penalties. But first, students of 8 Mile Rock High believed to be involved in that disturbing brawl caught on camera face a judge. The serious charges straight ahead. Plus, it's International Girls and ICT Day. We'll tell you how skills gaps are creating opportunities for women in STEM. Then in our news at 7:30, Consumer Watch. We'll tell you the new legislation that could give BPL autonomy to set tariffs without regulatory approval for 3 years. Just what does it mean for consumers? Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kindino Knowles. Coming up on July 1st, mark your calendars as national insurance increases kick in. Tonight, officials are urging everyone to prepare for the changes. Plus, for employers not in good standings with the board, it's pay up or face the consequences. Joshua Williams has more from the Deputy Director of the Social Security Agency in less than 2 minutes. But first, shocking developments at 8 Mile Rock High School as students facing charges of causing grievous harm to a police officer were all granted bail today. Each bail was set at $7,500 with the option of 1 or 2 sureties. Furthermore, one student is facing an additional charge for causing damage. Despite this, they were also granted bail set at $5,000 with 1 surety. As part of their bail conditions, all students must sign in at the 8 Mile Rock Police Station every Monday before 6 p.m. The case has been adjourned until June 5th this year. And a video that made its round on social media earlier this week showing those students along with Principal Albert Jones and a police officer involved a major fight just outside the school's campus. In an exclusive interview with Our News, Jones says things escalated after school hours, prompting him and the officer to intervene in an attempt to halt the fight. He tells our Talia Hall he is simply disappointed. That story is coming up in Our News at 7:30. Well, July 1st. Remember the date as national insurance increases begin. Officials tonight reminding you to prepare, and for employers not in good standing with the board, be prepared to pay up or face the consequences. Joshua Williams picks up the story from here.
The clock is ticking to an across-the-board increase in national insurance. Come July 1st, contributions go up 1.5%. But how did we get here? You may recall National Insurance Minister Alfred Sayers announcing the increase after consecutive actuarial reports indicated the contribution rate should be increased to prevent the depletion of pension reserves by 2028.
The employees' rate increases from 5.9% to 6.65%. And the employees' rate increases from 3.9% to 4.65%.
Despite the reports, there are looming questions about the validity of the increase, even claims that the contributions are necessary. Deputy Director of New Providence Operations and Actuarial Services, Dr. Tammy Francis, paints it this way.
If there was no increase, this year the deficit would be around $65 million. However, with the upcoming increase for July 1st, our deficit will be reduced to about $38 million.
Critics also blame irresponsible spending and bad investments by consecutive governments for the state of affairs of our social safety net. But NIB disagrees.
We are looking now at about $1.4 billion of reserves. And of course, these reserves would have been pivotal during the times of the Hurricane Dorian as well as the COVID-19 pandemic.
Now the concern remains for those employers who do not pay NIB contributions on behalf of their workers. Officials say this is actively being addressed.
Over probably around 300 persons we would have taken to court, and this includes self-employed persons as well. There are several offenses. The main offense obviously is failure to pay. There's also an offense called failure to produce records. And usually when the persons are summoned with a summons to appear to court, they pay their obligation, or if they cannot pay the obligation in full at that time, they will enter an installment agreement and pay off their arrears.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
And today marks the global celebration of Girls in ICT Day, recognized by the United Nations International Telecommunications Union. Observed every fourth Thursday of April, the annual event aims to empower and inspire girls to pursue careers in technology and STEM fields. In the Bahamas, female students actively engaging with industry experts both in person and through virtual sessions via platforms like Zoom. These sessions serve as a platform to promote opportunities in the technology sector and encourage the next generation of women in tech. Longtime sponsors of the event in the Bahamas, Cable Bahamas, and Alive continue to support the initiative. CBL Group CEO Franklin Butler addressing today's event, emphasizing the significance of such initiatives in fostering inclusivity and opening doors for women and girls in the tech industry.
Since 2015, we've partnered with IRCA to empower women and girls in ICT. I am proud to say that women make up nearly 50% of our executive leadership team, and we champion their accomplishments. But we know together we can do even more. We should encourage our girls in STEM subjects that build the creativity and skills they need to pursue careers in ICT. According to the International Telecommunications Union, ITU, there is a growing gap between digital skills employers need and the number of job seekers with the required technical skills. This gap presents an opportunity to develop innovative programs to hire and train young women with STEM skills.
Energy and Transport Minister JoBeth Colby-Davis also giving remarks at the opening and that event held at British Colonial Hilton this morning. She called on stakeholders to create more opportunities and platforms for Bahamian girls to innovate through ICT.
So every girl has a right to access and use digital tools and be safe. She has the right to play her part in shaping a more equal, inclusive, and tech-driven future. That means ensuring that women and girls have equal access to leadership training, career development, scholarships, and fellowships. It means addressing the gender stereotypes and bias and challenging societal norms and stereotypes that discourage girls from pursuing ICT careers.
Local child advocate Ternille Burrows taking a stand saying enough is enough. Burrows, a vocal voice against child abuse for many years, is forming an organization in response to a concerning uptick in child abuse cases. Reports indicate an 87% increase, yet Burrows highlights a perceived lack of response and urgency from government to address the issue. We've got more on this in just a bit, but for now it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Kendall, and a happy Thursday evening, everybody. Another quiet evening setting up for us on the outside. Still a little bit on the warm side. 77 degrees is our current temperature with a few clouds. We do have a little bit of a breeze, east-northeast winds at 13 miles per hour, and that's shaving a little bit of those feels-like temperature. It feels like 76, which is kind of comfortable right now. Temperatures around the islands, it's 74 in Freeport, Marsh Harbor, Abaco, 75 over in Alistown, Bimini, and in Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera. Pair of 77s, Great Harbor Key here in the capital. Nicholstown, Big Yard, Andros, you guys are 78. Central Bahamas, 77, Kemps Bay, Georgetown, Deadman's Key, Long Island, Coburn Town, San Salvador, and you guys in the San Salvador area, you have some showers nearby. 75 is Narcisstown, Cat Island, and into the southeast Bahamas, 78, Duncantown, Ragged Island, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island. Delectable Bay, my favorite spot there, 79 in Abrams Bay, pair of 81s in Providenciales, Turks and Caicos Islands, as well as Matthewtown in Agua. Satellite radar composite, quiet across the area. High pressure is still in charge. That's keeping us very dry and almost cloud-free. We do have some patchy clouds moving in off for the Atlantic Ocean in that northeast to easterly breeze, but we're not going to see much in terms of any rainfall. There is a very weak boundary near the southeast Bahamas that could lend some support to Turks and Caicos Islands as well as the Nagua area with some showers, but that system will stay well to the south of us over the next couple of days. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Thanks, Greg. And still to come on our news, Haiti's Prime Minister Ariel Henry officially resigned today as a newly formed transitional council is sworn in amidst heightened security measures. We'll tell you how gangs threatened to disrupt the ceremony. But first, a local child advocate is saying enough is enough. We'll tell you the organization she's forming in response to a recent uptick in child abuse cases. Plus, Plus, the dramedy series This Is Paradise airs on Bahamian TV for the first time. Catch it right here on RTV. We'll tell you air times when Our News returns.
If you thought season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stax be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
What's up, this your poor Wyclef Jean. I'm chilling with Charlie Bahama, numéro 1, numero uno, number 1.
Charlie Bahama is back with new episodes.
How long we go back? Last time, CSNB is early 90s.
In the Bahamas, what's some of your favorite Bahamian dishes?
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
You're right. So catch Charlie Bahama's new episodes coming soon on Our TV, Cable Bahamas, Channel 212.
So you said you're here for Sully's funeral? How do you know Sully?
He was my rock and my anchor.
Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not. Watch what you say about Sully. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
Welcome to RTV News. This is your boy, Charlie Bahama. And in the news today, the Charlie Bahama Show will be coming back on right here on RTV, Channel 212 in April.
Numéro 1, numero uno, number 1.
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes right here on this same channel, 212. Good job, boys. Good job.
This is 242 The Gospel, where we celebrate our Bahamian artists. You've been asking for more, and we're here to deliver. Welcome to the second season of 242 The Gospel. Who will be #1? Let's find out.
Year says she's forming an organization in response to an uptick in child abuse cases. Reports show an 87% hike, and Burrows says she feels there's a lack of response and urgency from the government in addressing the issue. She says while the group will contest the next general election, it won't be a traditional political party.
I will not be running again. I am inspiring a league of extraordinary candidates who will be referred to as Hummingbirds United. They're going to be a league of extraordinary candidates to contest the next election, and so far they're the only real group collection of independent candidates. As we know, the most recent party that's made traction is now an official, political party. So the Hummingbirds United will roll out a plan where we vet, interview, and scrutinize potential candidates. We'll do background checks. We'll conduct whatever interviews with whomever we need to, and carefully ensure that they're up to scratch.
All right. Are you looking for something new to watch? Well, This Is Paradise, the 6-episode dramedy created by a Bahamian filmmaker, aired for the first time to Bahamian audiences last week, right here on RTV. The series, which airs on Wednesdays, follows two polar opposite women who meet for the first time at a funeral and are shocked to discover they share a father and co-own an old island hotel they inherited from their dad. The show's award-winning creator Kareem Mortimer says there was a long journey behind getting the show to air.
We did a teaser and we called it Sully's Manor. And then from there, we did a pilot in 2018. And, we had to do other things. And then finally, years later, we were able to do 6 episodes. We were able to do a full season of our show. So it's been a long process, and it was released on Crackle last year, which was a huge thing for us. Crackle is available in millions of homes across the U.S., but it wasn't available in the Bahamas for Bahamians to see it. And so we finally are excited that our hometown audience is able to access the show.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as a senior Hamas official outlines a proposal for a war truce with Israel, why it may not even matter. Plus, TikTok vows to fight what it's calling an unconstitutional ban by the United States. And Haiti's prime minister officially resigns as a new transitional council is sworn in. The story when our news returns.
Welcome to RTV News. This is your boy, Charlie Bahama. And in the news today, the Charlie Bahama Show will be coming back on right here on RTV, channel 212 in April.
Numéro 1, numero uno, number 1.
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes right here on this same channel, 212. Good job, boys. Good job.
This is 242 The Gospel, where we celebrate our Bahamian artists. You've been asking for more, and they're here to deliver. Welcome to the second season of 242 The Gospel. Who will be number 1? Let's find out.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
What's up? This your boy Wyclef Jean. I'm chilling with Charlie Bahama. Numéro 1, numero uno, number 1.
Charlie Bahama is back with new episodes.
How long we go back? Last time, CSNB is early 90s.
In the Bahamas, what's some of your favorite Bahamian dishes?
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
You're right. So catch Charlie Bahama's new episodes coming soon on our TV, Cable Bahamas, channel 212.
So you said you're here for Sully's funeral? How do you know Sully?
He was my rock and my anchor.
Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not. Watch what you say about Sully. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
Welcome to RTV News. This is your boy, Charlie Bahama. And in the news today, the Charlie Bahama Show will be coming back on right here on RTV, channel 212 in April.
Numéro 1, numero uno, number 1.
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes right here on this same channel, 212. Good job, boys. Good job.
This is 242 The Gospel, where we celebrate our Bahamian artists. You've been asking for more, and they're here to deliver. Welcome to the second season of 242 The Gospel. Who will be number 1? Let's find out.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting...
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. A top Hamas political official told the Associated Press the Islamic militant group is willing to agree to a truce of 5 years or more with Israel. In an interview Wednesday, Khalil al-Hayya said Hamas would lay down its weapons and convert into a political party if an independent Palestinian state is established along pre-1967 borders. However, it's unlikely Israel would consider such a scenario, as it has vowed to crush Hamas following the deadly October 7th attacks that triggered the ongoing war. TikTok gearing up for a legal battle against what it calls an unconstitutional law that could lead to its sale or ban in the United States. President Joe Biden recently signed a bill giving TikTok's Chinese owner ByteDance 9 months to sell the app or face a U.S. ban, citing concerns over privacy. TikTok's CEO vowed to fight the law in court, asserting that TikTok stands for users' rights. And Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry officially resigned on Thursday as a new body tasked with forming the country's next government was sworn in. The newly formed Transitional Council, backed by other Caribbean nations and the United States, was sworn in amidst heightened security measures. Gunfire near the National Palace necessitated a venue change as gangs threatened to disrupt the ceremony. Henry had pledged to resign after being prevented from returning from Kenya, where he sought assistance to restore law and order. Jimmy Chiriza, a prominent gang leader, warned of continued crisis if not included in governance talks. The United Nations has described the situation in Haiti as cataclysmic, with reports of widespread violence and humanitarian concerns. All right, nearly 24 companies have sent proposals for a planned microgrid energy solution for the Family Islands. In tonight's edition of Sustainability First, Marlena Leonard tells us it's the first major step towards the government's goal to produce more solar power.
Bahamas First, putting sustainability first for our people and our environment. What's first for you and the planet comes first for us.
The goal is to get solar energy capacity in the Bahamas to 30% of its energy production by 2033. Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis confirming good progress toward that goal with the receipt of several proposals and bids. These are in response to a request for proposals to install solar energy microgrids across the islands for more energy independence.
Our renewable energy Family Island RFP is concluded. It's now before Cabinet, and we are preparing to advance that, and we'll discuss a little bit more where we are with that once I've concluded my presentation to Cabinet on what we ended with. We did have 29 persons that bid. We had, I think it was about 14 that were shortlisted, and they were able to present further cases before the evaluation team of the Energy Committee.
Solar power currently accounts for less than 1% of energy generated here. In nearby countries like Belize, around 90% of their in-country energy generation is from renewable energy. The minister tells us in New Providence alone, over 20 companies have put their hats in the ring.
New Providence just closed. We're presently in our evaluation period. I might be wrong, but I believe we have maybe about 20 or 22 companies that made proposals and bids, and so they're now being reviewed, and we'll discuss more on where we are with that once we've concluded the evaluation period.
Reporting for Our News and reminding you to put sustainability first, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Still to come in Our News, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was April 25th. Then in Our News at 7:30, Parliament deliberates tougher penalties and spot fines in Environmental Protection Act amendments. The minister pushing for stricter enforcement. And an Our News exclusive with the principal of 8 Mile Rock High School. Hear his disappointment over the recent brawl leading to the arrest of 8 students. When Our News returns.
If you thought season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stax be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
What's up, this your boy Wyclef Jean. I'm chilling with Charlie Bahama, numéro 1, numero uno, number 1.
Charlie Bahama is back with new episodes.
How long we go back? Last time, CSNB is early 90s.
In the Bahamas, what's some of your favorite Bahamian dishes?
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
You're right. So catch Charlie Bahama's new episodes coming soon on Our TV, Cable Bahamas Channel 212.
So you said you're here for Sully's funeral? How do you know Sully?
He was my rock and my anchor.
Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not. Watch what you say about Sully. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
Welcome to our TV News. This is your boy, Charlie Bahama. And in the news today, the Charlie Bahama Show will be coming back on right here on our TV, Channel 212 in April.
Numéro 1, numero uno, number 1.
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes right here on this same channel, 212. Good job, boys. Good job.
This is 242 The Gospel, where we celebrate our Bahamian artists. You've been asking for more, and we're here to deliver. Welcome to the second season of 242 The Gospel. Who will be number one? Let's find out.
You till I had enough. Do you want me now or later, 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 later? Listen to me now.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
If you thought...
Welcome back to Our News. It's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was April 25th. Take a look.
On this day in Bahamian history, in 1765, the British ship Medway Planter was wrecked on a reef of rocks near Cat Island. The ship was traveling from Jamaica to London, Great Britain. The ship's captain, Captain Leslie, and her crew managed to reach New Providence. Fast forward to 2013, when a top U.S. embassy was on the defense over a cabinet minister's criticism of the United States government. Then Minister of State for National Security Keith Bell accused the U.S. government of passing challenges on to the Bahamas by deporting hundreds of ex-convicts to this country after they've served time for offenses like manslaughter, armed robbery, and rape. U.S. officials call this a common practice, adding that it can't be done without the Bahamian government's approval. John Armstrong was U.S. Charge d'Affaires at the
with
time.
Bahamian law enforcement and with the Attorney General's office to extradite
criminals, people who are in the Bahamas, vast majority of them Bahamian citizens, who have committed crimes in the United States. And we continue to work on that. Right now there's 29 extradition requests outstanding, people that we'd love to take back and try in the United States. Some of them, unfortunately, have been outstanding for many years.
And finally, in 2022, the groundbreaking of the now bankrupt FTX Digital Markets headquarters. Sam Bankman-Fried at the time saying the Bahamas was the right fit with its strong regulatory framework.
All right, to watch that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. It's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Atalia Hall. She's got the latest headlines. Atalia?
Thanks so much, Ken. Well, Parliament deliberates tougher penalties and spot fines in Environmental Protection Act amendments. And an Our News exclusive with the principal of the 8 Mile Rock High School, he shares his disappointment. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, 8 students charged with grievous harm following that high school brawl at the 8 Mile Rock High School in Grand Bahama. We have an exclusive interview from the school's principal. Plus, we may soon see changes in tariff rates for electricity services. Also, parliamentarians debating amendments to the Environmental Protection and Planning Bill. We have an update. And later, the Prime Minister confirms lawyers from the Grand Bahama Port Authority and government met. We have more of his comments when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
I'm Michaela Kerr. I'm an 18-year-old freshman at the University of the Bahamas, and I'm a computer science major. I'm also the NT Corporation's Youth Ambassador for the Environment, and I'm an environmentalist. My journey as the environmental advocate began with a simple yet profound realization that our environment is degrading right in front of my eyes. And being NT's Youth Ambassador for the Environment means that my words and my actions hold the power to help change the environment and the world around me. I find it exciting that I can be a student, live my life, and use my words and my voice to change the environment and the world around me. Most times I think it's a privilege. It's our environment and it's our generation to own. I don't think as a young person that there's anything more rewarding than being a part of bringing awareness. I'm Michaela Kerr, and I'm making a difference in my own words.
You've seen electric cars on the road, but isn't it time you drive one? Easy Car Sales invites you to experience the smooth, powerful ride and immerse yourself in the luxury and latest tech features. Find out why the Bahamas is going electric. Visit easy242.com and book your test drive now. What are you waiting for? Save money, drive smarter. There's an EV waiting for you at Easy Car Sales.
Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, unplugging appliances not in use. That's energy conservation. Replacing an old refrigerator, washing machine with a new model, adding insulation to the attic and walls of a home. That's energy efficiency. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce.
Welcome to Our News. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Atalia Hall. Students of the 8 Mile Rock High School facing charges of causing grievous harm to a police officer. They were all granted bail today. Each bail was set at $7,500 with the option for 1 or 2 sureties. Additionally, one student is facing an additional charge for causing damage. Well, we spoke with the principal of the institution about the incident, which he calls disappointing. We'll get to that story in a moment, but first, we could soon see the first changes in tariff rates for electricity services in over a decade, thanks to the Electricity Bill 2024. The bill was tabled in the House of Assembly yesterday. It would allow Bahamas Power and Light, and other electricity suppliers free rein for the next 3 years to set their own tariff rates without needing regulatory approval. Corporate and Consumer Relations Manager at the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, Juan McCartney, says the bill will give them greater regulatory oversight in the end.
What they will do is they will set the tariffs that they deem appropriate to really right-size their operations, BPL in particular, which is in financial peril and near a state of collapse, as everyone clearly knows. And within 6 months of that 3-year period ending, they will all have to submit tariff plans to IRCA for approval. So we feel that we'll have greater regulatory oversight. We'll ensure that what the government plans is done smoothly and is executed well. And the government's objective is for it to inure to the benefit of the Bahamian people, and we're here to make sure that the policy is effectively carried out.
Well, some have expressed concerns about tariff increases resulting in costs being handed on to consumers. With the bill coming into effect on June 1st, heading into the summer months, the bill does, however, allow for the Energy Minister, currently JoBeth Colby-Davis, to adjust the tariff rate for certain categories of people as a relief measure if needed.
The government intent is not to bring any unnecessary and extreme costs on persons. We really want to find a way to bring a balance, and the cost that we've seen over the last year was something that we had to look at in great detail and find ways to bring relief, and that is what this draft on the legislation is seeking to do, find ways that we'll be able to bring support and relief to vulnerable society. And so once we speak a little bit more and provide a little bit more detail in the budget, then persons will be able to understand. But I do want to bring a level of comfort that we're seeking to be in a position where we balance the scale and bring a little bit more support to the vulnerable.
Parliamentarians debating amendments to the Environmental Planning and Protection Act of 2019, specifically measures to increase penalties associated with a range of offenses already outlined in the act. Minister of Environment and Natural Resources Vaughn Miller says the act also introduces the concept of spot fines, which allows offenders to forego a hearing in court by paying the fine to an approved person.
For anyone who damages the coral reefs, the spot fine on the spot is $20,000. For anyone who discharges hazardous substances in the Bahamian waters, spot fine, $20,000. Failure to comply with the conditions of a scientific permit, spot fine, $15,000. Failure to comply with the conditions specified in the CEC or Certificate of Environmental Clearance, spot fine, $20,000.
State Minister in the Ministry of Environment, Zane Lightbourne, supporting the amendments. While the Certificate of Environment Clearance helps government keep an eye on certain development projects, it can also be a rigorous process for Bahamians looking to complete small home renovations. He says these amendments will now eliminate the CEC process when carrying out home repairs or construction on single-family homes or multi-family dwellings up to 6 units.
We understand these challenges of building in the Bahamas, including the cost of lumber, the cost of fixtures, the cost of transportation, especially on our family islands. These amendments provide an exemption from the CEC process for the small changes to existing structures and provide the Director of Environment Planning and Protection the discretion to allow persons to commence work on operations, on repair, on maintenance, and on minor alteration of existing public or private structures, facilities, mechanical equipment, or topographical features.
Well, after weeks of rising tensions between government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority, lawyers from the two sides have met. That's according to Prime Minister Philip Davis. His administration and the GBPA have been locked in a contentious back and forth over the future of the city of Freeport. It reached a boiling point when the government demanded $300 million within 30 days or face arbitration. Today marks 30 days since the government made that demand. Prime Minister Philip Davis says he was briefed today on those discussions, sharing that progress has been made. However, arbitration is still on the table.
The process is moving. I think the lawyers are meeting. I got a brief update earlier that they're talking, and we'll see what happens. If there's no concrete way forward, we continue the process as ordained by the arrangement that exists between us.
And still on Grand Bahama, a brawl at the 8 Mile Rock High School caught on fire on social media this week, with police confirming charges against 8 students. In an exclusive interview, the principal expressed his disappointment over the incident. It was this video that made its rounds on social media earlier this week, showing students of the 8 Mile Rock High School, along with Principal Albert Jones and a police officer, involved in a major fight just outside the school's campus. Jones telling Our News things escalated after school hours, prompting him and the officer to intervene in an attempt to halt the fight.
Some of the students were aggressive towards the police, and so we ended up having to secure one student who was resisting directions from myself and the police officer.
According to Jones, the officer involved had to receive immediate medical attention.
But we have 2 new officers posted here on the campus, and so, staff and students can feel secure.
When asked about the reoccurring issue of violence on school campuses nationwide, Jones acknowledged existing problems among students in the West Grand Bahama community.
We are doing what we can in terms of bringing in support from social services and from pastors.
And with that viral video still making the rounds, Jones says he's disappointed in the actions of the students.
If they're going to continue to put that kind of reputation out there, then others will not look upon us so brightly.
As for parental involvement, Jones says the school is implementing some changes and improvements to its protocols.
Teaching them to have respect for the teachers and for the police, and in general have a good attitude towards adults in their community.
All right, well, nice weather conditions in the capital on this Thursday. Hopefully this continues throughout the weekend. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look at weather. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Natalia, and welcome everybody for a quick check on conditions around the islands and outside our studios. Currently, it's 77 degrees with few clouds and warm. East-northeast winds at 30 miles per hour. Your field strike temperature is at 76. Satellite and radar composite, quiet across the area. That high-pressure system is still in charge. That is suppressing much in terms of any cloud development as well as rainfall, and we do need the rainfall. We are in the dry season, but there's a weak frontal boundary down near the Hispaniola area that could lend some support to a couple isolated showers across the Turks and Caicos Islands as well as Inagua overnight through tomorrow. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, Social Services Minister Miles Rota weighing in on the U.S. State Department report. We have his comments straight ahead. Plus, we continue the beautiful Grand Bahamas series right after this quick break. Stay with us.
We exposed 5 strangers to different KFC menus to see.
If you thought season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stax be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
What's up? This your boy Wyclef Jean. I'm chilling with Charlie Bahama, numéro 1, numero 1, number 1.
Charlie Bahama is back with new episodes.
How long we go back? It's early 90s.
In the Bahamas, what's some of your favorite Bahamian dishes?
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
You're right. So catch Charlie Bahama's new episodes coming soon on Our TV, Cable Bahamas, Channel 2.
Social Services Minister Miles Rhoda weighing in on the U.S. State Department report citing the country's struggles with gender-based violence, lack of legislation to criminalize marital rape, as well as a lack of protection for the LGBTQI plus community. In a local daily, LGBTQI activist Alexis DeMarco said between 2015 and 2020, there were several reports of young people being placed in juvenile correctional facilities if they were perceived or known to be members of that community. To that, LaRota responded.
I have not had any information to support that assertion. To say that there are not conflicts, to suggest that there are not conflicts at these institutions will be foolhardy. I'm sure you put young men or young women, different personalities from different backgrounds, there will be conflicts. But to suggest that the institution itself engage in these kind of practices, I have no information to support that.
He says while he's not read the report in full, the notion that the country discriminates in any form is false.
First of all, the Bahamas is a country of laws. So any suggestion that the Bahamas discriminates, I totally reject that. With regards to children being, and I have not read the report, so I'm just going on what I have heard. If you're suggesting that parents are sending their kids to these correctional facilities because they are identified as LGBTQ, I cannot speak to that. What I can speak to is that children under the care of the Bahamas government are not subjected to any form of discrimination.
Now turning to Grand Bahama, this as the beautiful Grand Bahama program is igniting change in Grand Bahama, not only through its efforts, but to beautify the island and also offer some much needed job opportunities. Tonight, we share the inspiring stories of Grand Bahamians whose lives have been transformed through the mega initiative.
Say they really appreciate where you're coming from the moment you're doing your best, and I appreciate it a lot.
With over 300 employees, the beautiful Grand Bahama program has provided Grand Bahamians with valuable work experience across various industries throughout the island. One of their recent initiatives involves a thorough cleanup of the West Grand Bahama community, one of the largest communities on the Northern Island. Some of the individuals involved in this meaningful work are now sharing their experiences.
When it was the Jubilee, that was the program when we was on the front street in 8 Mile Rock. I know if you notice, you see a lot of painting on the rocks and a lot of other designs. We transformed that on Front Street in 8 Mile Rock, and a lot of credit we got for it.
Employee Cedric Wright believes the effort has helped to curb crime in the community, and he says he's committed to his job.
We can't be slacking off and we can't be playing like we ain't doing nothing because we'll have to be leaving. But how we get to move with strength, do the work, get it done right, and she don't play with us. When we ain't getting it right, she on us.
Employee Shanika Coburn, a mother of 5 who was previously unemployed before joining the program, shares her perspective, calling it an honor to give back to the community she's from.
Trust me, it may be small, but it helped me a lot.
So you didn't work before the Beautiful Grand Bahama program?
From the beginning, I was working.
No, I mean before the program came on.
No, ma'am.
And for Donna Charlton, her job is a blessing. She says she's seen many lives change because of the program.
I mean, I see children that would respect their parents, who goes out at night, don't know when to come back. You see them, they don't care how they speak to others. How they completely change.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When our news comes back from the break, Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Chrisling Skippings receives an humanitarian award. We'll tell you all about it straight ahead.
Coming up in sports, another update on the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium.
Another one.
And a busy night in pro baseball.
If you thought season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stocks be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
What's up? This your boy Wyclef Jean. I'm chilling with Charlie Bahama, numéro 1, numero 1, number 1.
Charlie Bahama is back with new episodes.
How long we go back? It's early 90s.
In the Bahamas, what's some of your favorite Bahamian dishes?
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
You're right. So catch Charlie Bahama's new episodes coming soon on Our TV, Cable Bahamas, Channel 212.
So you said you're here for Sully's funeral? How do you know Sully?
He was my rock and my anchor.
Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not. Watch what you say about Sully. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
Welcome to RTV News. This is your boy, Charlie Bahama. And in the news today, the Charlie Bahama Show will be coming back on right here on RTV, Channel 212 in April.
Numéro 1, numero 1, number 1.
I love fire engine. If you had a fire engine, you've never been to Bahamas.
So stay tuned for some really hot new episodes right here on this same channel, 212. Good job.
This is our news. Welcome back. The bulk of renovations at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium are complete, and Bahamians have a busy night on the diamond. Here now with our sports, presented by 10th year seniors, is Ronaldo Dorset and John Mark Nutt. Ronaldo?
Thanks, Natalia, and welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. We're just over a week away from the BTC World Athletics Relays, and stakeholders want the public to rest assured that the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium will be ready. B3A's president Ramiko Oster said the bulk of the renovations have been completed and fans will be pleased with the progress.
The track is amazing, and I'm happy to report that the facilities, we're ready to go. The only thing that we're now doing is outfitting the facility for staging. And of course, this is a production where there will be an expansive stage that will be at the center of the field with catwalks and Junkanoo presentations at the center.
The stadium has undergone a $36 million facelift over the last year in preparation for the event, May 4th to 5th.
The University of Bahamas track and field program is back on the road again at the St. Thomas University Invitational. The Mingos had several standout performances in their final meet of the season. Brian Strong posted a pair of season best times in the sprints. She took second in the 200 meters in 25.30 seconds and fourth in the 100 meters in 12.25 seconds. The Mingos placed two athletes on the podium in the 400 meters. Levine Joseph took second in 48.81 seconds and Dennis Williamson was third in 49 seconds. Candace Murphy finished third in the women's 100 hurdles in a season's best 15.09 seconds. Finally, the men's 4x4 team finished fourth in 3 minutes 27.78 seconds. Mingo's head coach Edna Rowe reflected on a successful season for his team.
What we're doing is actually working. The goal for me is always for those athletes to continue to improve. And this being our final collegiate meet for the season, having those personal bests, having our very own Naveen making the men's 4x4 for the world relay team, for the Bahamas team, it shows that we're doing something at home, and we're just going to continue to build off this.
Lots of baseball action last night for Bahamians. Let's start in the majors with Jazz Chisholm and the Miami Marlins. A dramatic finish to this one, but the Marlins again ended up on the short end, losing to the Atlanta Braves 4-3 in extra innings. Chisholm singled in the ninth and eventually got his 5th stolen base of the season. The Marlins tied it at 3 before Chisholm was thrown out at home attempting to score the go-ahead run. Miami fell to 6-20. In AAA baseball, Deshaun Knowles and his Salt Lake Bees won big against the Round Rock Express 12-5. Knowles doubled on a line drive in the second inning to score teammate Jack Lopez and gave the Bees a 3-0 lead that they would never relinquish. In AA, Sebastian Walcott stretched his hit streak to 4 games for the Hickory Crawdads. Walcott got the start in shortstop and finished 2 for 4 in the Crawdads' 4-1 win over the Asheville Tourists. He singled in both the first and 5th innings to bring his numbers to 6 for 16, 375 at the plate over his last 4 appearances. That'll do it for Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. For John Mark Nutt, I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Back to the studio.
All right, thanks so much, guys. Well, still ahead on Our News tonight, Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Chrisling Skippings receives an award. Plus, nice weather conditions in the capital this evening. Greg is back with more weather details right after this quick break. Stay with us.
At Koshright, our members know that there's a lot to smile about. They know that membership
healthcare supplier, medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
At the gateway to the Americas, on the picturesque island of Grand Bahama, a pioneering initiative is taking shape. Lucaya Solar Power Limited presents the $15 million Lucaya Solar Power Project, the first of its kind in the Bahamas' energy landscape. The state-of-the-art solar farm on the Fairfield and Devon sites spans just over 30 acres, and once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate over 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. The Lucaya Solar Project is a pivotal step towards diversifying the country's energy sources and significantly reducing dependency on fossil fuels. It's more than just a project. It's a commitment to a greener, more sustainable future. Lucaya Solar Power Limited, powered by INTI. Powering your world, powering your future.
Welcome back to Our News. Lovely temperatures across the islands as we approach the weekend. Greg is back in the Weather Center with your extended forecast. Greg?
Yeah, thanks again, Natalia, and welcome back, everybody, for our final check of weather. Quiet weather remains across the area. There is a high-pressure ridge in charge, and that's keeping clouds and precipitation at bay, so it's very dry out there. Also, we have a lot of sunshine, so we're asking you, if you plan on doing anything on the outdoors, make sure you stay protected, drink lots of water, and wear some loose clothing. Old frontal boundary near the southeast Bahamas still generating a couple isolated showers. So Turks and Caicos Islands as well as Inagua, you guys could see a couple isolated showers as well. That system, the National Hurricane Center, was watching out there in the open Atlantic. That's no longer with us, and the National Hurricane Center has ceased putting out any kind of advisories on that system. Future forecast showing quiet conditions remaining across the area Thursday through Friday. Not much in terms of any moisture. These are false echoes, and then come Saturday, some high-level moisture will be moving in across our area in the form of some high-level clouds, but they're not going to be producing any rainfall. Boating conditions. It's going to be a little breezy out there for the next couple of days, so we have a caution flag posted for you beachgoers and you boaters. Exercise caution as well as to the risk of rip currents. Northeast to east winds, 15 to 20 knots. They will be gusting high at times. Seas running 3 to 5 feet near shore, but they will be building up to 7 feet offshore and along Atlantic exposures. High tide is at 9:49 tonight. The low tide takes place at 4:18 in the morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast, this is a rinse and repeat kind of a forecast. Quiet conditions through the remainder of the week and into the weekend. Partly to mostly sunny, breezy. Temperatures stay near the 80-degree mark. And then we expect just a slight increase in some moisture across the area by early next week. But all in all, it should remain quiet. And before I go, I'd like to say happy birthday to 2 people. Megan from Our News, she's celebrating a birthday. And of course, to my dad, who is celebrating a milestone. This is coming from myself, your daughters, as well as the grandchildren and your great-grand. Happy birthday, Dad. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, happy birthday, Megan Shepherd, our news anchor and dad. Thanks so much, Greg. Well, you've probably seen her many times on our newscast answering some tough questions as it relates to crime. Press liaison officer for the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Chief Superintendent Kristen Skippings, was one of the several community leaders awarded for her work in the community, along with her efforts in the fight against crime.
It was truly an honor to receive the award because, we work as unto God, expecting nothing in return. But when people can pause and recognize and say, thank you, it gives you that added boost to continue to press on and to continue to impact and to change lives.
All right, a special congrats from the entire Our News team. And with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.